Now we are going to discuss about a topic, heterotrophic mode of nutrition or heterotrophs. Okay. So first, the definition. What is heterotrophs? Those who could not able to produce their own food. Own food. They could not first thing is this, they could not produce their own food, and for food they must depend upon autotrophs. And those who for the food they for the nutrition they always depend upon autotrophs. It's depend upon autotrophs. So those are known as heterotrophs. If you are thinking about the word heterotroph, so there are two words, hetero. One is hetero, next is trophos. Trophos. One is hetero, one is trophos. Hetero means other. Hetero means other. And trophos mean nutrition. Trophos mean nutrition. So what happened? Those who could not able to produce its own food, and for nutrition they depends upon other, they are known as heterotrophs. Is that clear? I hope it's clear. So now next is division. What are the different types of heterotrophs? As there are many type of heterotrophs, but here we are discussing about three different types basically. One is under the heterotrophs, that is Holozoic. One is Saprophytic. Third is Parasitic. So there are three different types of nutrition under the heterotrophs. Now come to that point, Holozoic mode of nutrition. So if anyone says, a question arises, is there any difference in amoeba and human? Is there any similarity and difference? Is there any similarity or difference between two, amoeba and human? So yes, the similarity is that Holozoic type of nutrition. So what is the definition of Holozoic type of nutrition? The Holozoic type of nutrition is something like that, where the amoeba or human or animal, they intake solid food and break it down with the help of enzyme, and then it's the extraction of the food they are going to digest, and rest of the material, whatever is that undigest material, are thrown outside the organism's body. Okay, so that is Holozoic mode of nutrition. Solid food, they always intake solid food, then digestion system is working with the help of different enzymes, then that undigested remaining part is thrown outside of the body. This is known as Holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, and this is the amoeba or human and animal. This is the similarities. This is the similarity between amoeba and human. Okay, so now we come to that second one, that is saprophytic. saprophytic mode of nutrition. You already know that saprophytic mode of nutrition, but I'm going to repeat it. Do you know the name of fungi? You might know the name fungi. So what happened? What is the basic nature of a fungi? So fungus or fungi. Fungus or fungi. What is the saprophytic mode of nutrition? When the organism is taking its nutrition from our dead and decaying organism, that is known as saprophytic mode of nutrition. Do you ever notice that one piece of bread, if you keep it for a long time, then what happened? So some reddish or whitish and sometimes it's blackish kind of thing is germinated over here. So if you observe it under the microscope, so you will find these kind of thing. These kind of thing are germinated in the piece of bread. Okay, so what those are mostly fungi. Those are mostly fungi who can take food from that this piece of bread and germinate with it. As it is very small in size or microscopic in size, we can't even see with our naked eye. So we need to observe it under microscope. Okay, for microscopic observation under the bright field microscope, we can observe this, or compound microscope, we can observe this. So this is a saprophytic mode of nutrition. Now come to that parasite, the parasitic mode of nutrition. Do you know some plant is there which can for their nutrition they depend upon a host? So the new term comes, that is host. Host is that something, the organism. Do you know any example? The example is cuscuta. So cuscuta is an example of this parasitic mode of nutrition. For this case, what happened? If this is a main plant body, so main plant body on which they depend for their nutrition, those are known as host. Okay, and the parasitic plant are growing or depend upon this host plant and taking, or you can say they are stealing food. They are stealing food for their survival. They are stealing food for they are stealing food from the host plant for their survivalship. And what happened at the end of that? Situation, the host plant get affected. Okay, so that is the parasitic mode of nutrition. Other than this, you also known about the symbiotic mode of nutrition. Symbiotic mode of nutrition. What is that? Symbiotic mode of nutrition is something symbiotic when there are two organisms which can depend upon each other and they both are get benefited. How? For example, lichen. Lichen is a composition of fungi and algae. Okay, fungi and algae. So algae possess chlorophyll. Algae possess chlorophyll. Means what? The chlorophyllous organism, they can able to produce the food. Okay. Here algae is taking nutrition, taking water from fungi. It's taking water from fungi. Okay. Algae is taking water from fungi and giving and supplying food to the fungi. Okay. So and fungi is giving, the fungi is providing food, fungi is providing water and shelter for algae. Okay. So lichen, please keep in mind, lichen is a symbiotic mode of nutrition where two are there, one fungi, one algae is there. That algae is going to provide the fungi food, but algae is taking water and shelter from fungi and giving it food. Okay, and fungi is supplying the shelter as well as water. Okay, so fungi is supplying water and shelter and algae is providing food in very gentle sense. Do you know any other mode of symbiotic mode of nutrition over here? Okay, do you know anything? Yes, if you know that rhizobium, rhizobium is also a symbiotic mode of nutrition. There is a rhizobium, it's a bacteria which present in the leguminous plant. In the rhizobium, which mostly found in the leguminous plant, in the root, most is a specifically says root of leguminous plant. And what happened? The bacteria can able to trap environmental nitrogen into the soil. So what happened? Plant is taking the nitrogen which is dissolved within the soil. Okay, and that rhizobium bacteria is taking food from the plant. So this is another kind of symbiotic association. And those are the examples.